G'day guys, it's the Pink King here and I'm back with another one of my AFL 2020 Premiership season simulations. It's round 6, it's the last game for Anzac Day. It's Port Adelaide versus Western Bulldogs. Both teams dwindling near the bottom of the ladder. I think that means they've both had one win. It must do. They've both had one win from the 5 they've played so far. Port haven't won a single one of these simulations. The only one they won was round 1, which was obviously a real life game, so it doesn't actually include the simulation games. So don't know what it is about AFL Evolution 2, but they don't like Port Adelaide. Well, at least not in this universe. Anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so we're at the Adelaide Oval. Well, that doesn't look bad. They've done alright there.
Saturday afternoon football. Alongside me for this match will be
This city looks like the city. Not bad, not bad.
Absolute pleasure to be here with you.
Oh, right. Yep.
They run on in full confidence. They're looking and the crowd
Bit tired today.
The banners are ready for the players.
Oh, come on, I've already seen that one.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how that.
Cool.
The captains of both sides make their way to the middle for the coin toss.
The coin is tossed and Tom Jonas goes right of screen.
These lineups look very strong and both teams look.
Alrighty. So the game begins with a bounce in the middle.
It's Port Adelaide taking on Western Bulldogs.
Two ruckman collide as Bontempelli breaks the tackle, sends it forward just outside 50, no mark. Quick tackle, ball spills out. Bulldogs get the running, get a bit of space. Enough space to kick a goal. Toby McLean with the first of the game. I'm not going to watch the replays, thanks. Ball's bounced again. Tapped down. Port Adelaide seem to be getting the clearance. Two broken tackles, gets a hand away. And away goes the Bulldogs again. Send it forward. Booted forward from the 50. No one can get to it. Bounces on a right angle and out of bounds. So Josh Bruce can't do any magic there. Tap down. Caleb Daniel from over his shoulder. He goes bang. It's a goal. So Western Bulldogs off to a quick start. 2 goals to nothing. Bounced again. Tap down. Bulldogs win the tap again. Send it wide. They just seem to have numbers everywhere. Holding the ball against Tim English though. So Port finally get a bit of a chance to have a bit of possession. They kick it along the ground. Broken tackle by Sam Powell-Pepper. Booted forward. This could be a response. Punched out. Rosie 1-on-1. Oh, he had someone running into the goal square and he couldn't get it to him. So it'll be a throw-in. And now he's taking the ruck apparently. Hartley can't get a boot the ball. And Jack Watts picks up and gets tackled before he can do anything. Suckling comes off for Bailey Dale, I think it said. So Rosie still taking the ruck taps. Mitch Wallace sends it long down the wing. Marked by Scott Lycett. He sends it just outside 50, no mark. Handballed forward. Port managed to get a kick away, and this time it does cross the line. Brad Ebert gets a point. So that's Port's first score of the match. 11 points the difference. Played on by Zane Cordy. He runs down the boundary line and sends it straight into the middle. Luckily, Tom Liberatore is the one that grabs it, and Bailey Dale takes the mark just outside 50. He goes backwards though. It's dangerous. Jason Johannesson plays on, sends it outside 50. Could have been a mark. Punched forward. Jack Watts snaps. One-on-one, punched over the line by Connor Rosie. He should have just let it go. Or marked it. That would have been even better. But obviously he felt like he couldn't take the mark. Kicked out. That's a bad spot to put it. And a push in the back against Josh Bruce as he went over the back of Charlie Dixon. And he wasn't the one that took the marks. Finally, Port get a set shot. Might actually have a good chance at scoring then. And he's gone right of the post. So 3 points to Port. They just can't seem to get accurate enough to keep themselves competitive in these games, apparently. They've had more scoring shots and they're not even a goal within a goal of the Dogs. Played on and kicked out of bounds by Zane Cordy, so he's not had a good start of the game. Kicks inside 50 by Port again, and Bailey Dale's there to mop up. He handballs it off. They're trying to start a chain of handballs. It's starting to work. Players everywhere for Dogs. They run it. They keep running it. They've run a long way. Kick it to Aaron Norton, who's taken it inside 50 and have a shot from the 50 as the siren goes. So shot after the siren to make it 3 goals straight to 3 points. And he doesn't make the distance. So 2 goals straight to 3 points to start the game. Quarter time, 9 points the difference. Western Bulldogs lead. And, you know, Port got off to a slow start, but they could have easily started dominating that quarter, but they weren't accurate enough. Yeah, so if you look at that, they're winning the hit inside 50s pretty comfortably. The disposals, though, are heavily favouring Western Bulldogs, which seems to be the story so far, as they just keep holding possession. Clangers aren't too bad, a little bit higher for Bulldogs, but I mean, the difference between 5 and 7 is not much. 5 marks to just the 1. 9 tackles to 7 Port's way. 60. Boy, 63% possession to Western Bulldogs with 5 hit-outs to 1. So yeah, they're just dominating possession at the moment, dominating the clearances. So maybe that's the only good thing about Port missing, is it didn't have to go back to the centre of the ground. So we start the second quarter, and flurry of handballs, and it gets sent out to Caleb Daniel. He's too far out to score, so he quickly kicks it short into the 50, where Tom Jonas takes the mark. That's just their second mark for the whole match, and they're trying to build that tally up right now. Short kicking inside 50. They've just taken 3 marks very quickly, so they're trying to get a bit of possession going. I just wouldn't do it inside the defensive 50. It's a bit silly. Pushing the back against Lynn John. So Port having all the ball at the moment. The issue is they're just not moving it a whole long way. Kicked up to the square, which Mitch Georgianis wins the contest, and he'll have a shot from the quick kick from Charlie Dixon. It'll be the first goal scorer of the match for Port, and he gets it. So it's 1 goal 3 to 2 goals straight. 3 points the difference, even though Port's had twice the amount of scoring shots. The rookie's happy about that one. Happy with himself for that. Tap down, Port get the clearance. This is a new style for Port. They haven't done this all game, but all of a sudden they're getting around it. Ebert breaks 2 tackles. The kick is high up in the air and didn't go very far, but Stephen Motlop gets under it. He goes wide, real wide, to Jack Watts. He's still outside 50, so he has to kick it one more time, and he can't hit the target. Taylor Duray intercepts the mark and kicks it back outside 50 to Lockie Hunter, who kicks it to Mitch Wallace, who can't take the grab. Jackson Trengrove picks up the ball just to get tackled. So Rosie on for Dixon. He'll probably take the ruck now too. Yep, he has. He's not the tallest bloke. Don't know why you'd do that. Kick forward by the Dogs. They're trying to work it forward. They've got numbers. No one forward of the ball right now. The ball is just, it's a leg race. Caleb Daniel wins it. Gets a short kick away. Now Port get reinforcements back and they should mop this up nicely. Oh, that's not a very pretty kick. Marked by Toby McLean. That was dangerous where they put that. He sends it inside 50 and Lin Jong takes the mark. He's inside his range now. 3.5 to go. By the time he kicks it, it'll be under 3. And he gets the goal. So Bulldogs make the margin back to 9 points, as it was at quarter time. Less than 3 minutes to go in the quarter, and they still double the score. Kicked out. And holding, pushing it back to Trent Burgoyne. That's so unlucky. That should have been holding the ball. Marked by Scott Lysett, so get a good way to defend, get the biggest bloke back there. Do they have enough time to score before half time? No, Jackson Trengove will make sure of it by taking the mark and running off the clock. So half time, 9 points the difference, as it was at quarter time. 18 to 9. 3 goals straight to what? That's 1 goal 3. Yep. Port's still winning the inside 50s. Disposal still favouring Western Bulldogs, although it's been a bit more 50-50 since quarter time. Yeah, nothing much going with the Clangers. Marks are now favouring Western Bulldogs slightly. Possession is evening up as well. Hit out still favouring Western Bulldogs pretty heavily though. Mitch Wallace with 5 disposals, the leading disposal getter on the ground. Jack McRae with 4 is second. Second half. Tapped down by Western Bulldogs. They're trying to get the clearance. They've got numbers around the ball, but Port kick it forward. They got the ball first, and Robbie Gray takes the mark. Inside 50. What's going on here? They've got stuck on each other. Come on. Oh, he's played on. That sucks for him. Big tackle, can't get it. Ball gets kicked out. Dixon with a good tackle. Motlop had to handball it out. He was in trouble. Ball gets out to Western Bulldogs' way, and there's no one to stop him from running all the way. Kicks it out to the pocket. There was someone waiting for him, but he just couldn't hit him. There was literally one bloke between him and goals, and he managed to fuck it up and not get it to his Dogs teammate. Port run it back the other way, and now they've got no one in between them and goals. Dixon sends it to the goal square. It's a 1-on-1 and marked by Zane Cordy. Why wouldn't you just use the hands and run it up a bit? They try and clear it out. There's players there, and Charlie Dixon's the one to take it. So now he is in range. He won't have this one taken on the line, and he can make up for Robbie Gray's mark that was called a play on from earlier, and he does. So Port back to 3 points down. Yeah, that was a bit bullshit for Robbie Gray there. He took the mark, and the player behind the mark fucking got caught on him, and yeah, the game just was like, yeah, play on.
Western Bulldogs have been giving the opposition
Ball up, tap down to himself, breaks a tackle, sends it forward just outside 50, marked by Justin Westhoff. So Port have a chance to get in front here. That's a good kick, but Matthew Suckling gets on the other end of it. He goes too short here, and Hamish Hartlett marks it just inside 50. I don't know if he has the leg from here. It'll be about 52 metres with the kick over the mark. He kicks it. It's got the distance. Hasn't got the accuracy, though, which Port have lacked all game. 2 points the difference now. 16 to 18. 3 goals straight to 2-4. The kick out, not good. It's short and pretty much straight. Gets punched down. Ball comes loose. Port still getting the ball first. They just keep getting up and keep trying to get there first, and they keep doing it. Motlop runs him down. That should have been holding the ball, but the ball comes loose. Must have been a handball. Comes out. Motlop picks it up. Gray has a shot, and he's kicked it. So Port are now in front after a slow start. They're finally finding their feet. Finally finding the goals too. Robbie Gray gets that goal that he should have got about 10 minutes ago.
Port Adelaide have to be
Ball bounced again. Port win the tap. Goes out wide and soccer forward by Port. So they've got a bit of a momentum going their way. Jack Watts on the mark. Kick forward.
Goes with the kick. Ball off hand.
Soccer forward by one of the Bulldogs players. Caleb Daniel breaks a tackle. Weaves in and out of traffic. Kicks it forward. And Jake Piscini ensures that no score is made as the siren goes for three-quarter time. Port up by 4 points.
Anything you can see.
3-4 to 3 straight.
Forcing the opposition to give
So who gets their second win of the season here? Port look like they're the goods at the moment.
Thanks for that, Gaz.
Smashing them in the inside 50s, but they're losing the disposal still. They've evened up a whole lot since quarter time though, so that means that they're actually, since quarter time, they've actually had more disposals and more possession. They're down to 45% to 55, and it was like 69% at quarter time. So, yeah, they've had about 14% more possession since then. Clangers are even, marks are even, tackles actually favouring Port, so they're putting more pressure on them. The hit-outs evening up as well. Looking at that, Hamish Hart would be one of the best on ground, but I think Charlie Dixon will get it at the moment. McRae's there as well. So is Wallace. So what happens this quarter? Bulldogs just had a scoreless quarter. Tap down, punch, handball forward, and Port can't get a proper clearance. It's gone about 10-20 metres. Tap forward again by Port. It's now in their 50, but Dogs have the ball. Broken tackle by Mitch Wallace. It goes backwards. It's still going backwards. Port get to the ball first. It's a leg race, but Bulldogs have the numbers. They don't use them. They send it up to a big contest. 30 out directly in front. Goes down to Jack Watts. He snaps. It's a goal. And Port are up by 10 points now.
Watts couldn't be happier with it.
Well, they're starting to look pretty good now. Tap down by Tim English. There's numbers around the ball for Bulldogs, but it's soccer forward by the Port player that got there first. And that's just a theme for today. They get to the ball first. That usually wins you matches. Robbie Gray gets to the back of the pack quickly for the crumbs. And he soccers it through for another goal.
He acknowledges the crowd.
14 points the difference. Porter found the goals and they're starting to dominate. Tap down by Tim English. Rockcliffe gets the hands away. Burns-Jones hands it to Sam Powell-Pepper. Didn't see who kicked that, but Zane Cordy intercepts it anyway. He finds a player by himself, kicks out. Jason Johannesson. He looks and decides the crowd deserves this one and sends it fucking 3 rows back.
Johannesson with a poor kick.
McLean coming on for McRae. Support to pretty much put the final nail in the coffin. Motlop can't even find a player on his own team. Ed Ridges tried to help him though. Sends it back 20 metres to Easton Wood inside 50. He goes back outside 50. Finally, they decide to go forward. Motlop soccers it forward. He finds a player, but he gets tackled immediately. Jack Watts picks up the ball and again tackled immediately. Oh, dangerous handball. Goes backwards. Kicked out to the wing. Marked by Bailey Dale, who had acres of space. He goes to, I think that was Easton Wood. He boots it forward. And Josh Bruce with the fly. He goes over the back. Oh, I'm not sure who that was. And he kicks it to Caleb Daniel, who takes the mark inside 50. So he's in range here to put it back to 10 points. He needs to kick it, because otherwise this game's dead and buried. But a good kick from Caleb Daniel. That was straight through the middle. So 10 points the difference. 5 minutes to go. Then an average a goal every 2.5 minutes, which is pretty clean footy in this game. Tap down. Port win it. Handball it forward. It's going still Port's way. They get one more handball. No, it's a ball up. So 4 minutes remaining. Rosie loses this tap. Always going to happen. Broken tackle. 2 broken tackles by Rockcliffe. Gets the handball out, but it goes to a Bulldogs player. They're running forward. They're running out of time too. Crozier gets tackled and it's a ball up again. Pretty much centre of ground. Port first to ball. Soccer forward. Kicked forward by, I think, Ollie Wines that was. And marked by Zane Cordy at the top of the goal square. Bulldogs have run out of time here. That's out in the full. Port will get the ball back with 54 seconds and 10 points. The margin. And the time will run out here. So Port win the match. Now is that margin going to be 10 points or more? It'll be 11 points. Jack Watts misses. So Port get their second win of the season, their first in the simulated season that we've done. They'd be pretty happy to finally get back in the winners' circle. And yeah, maybe this is the turnaround for the start of the season, like just the jump start to the season they needed. Who knows, maybe they might go on a winning streak from here.
Here's the final scores.
But there we have it, 16 inside 50s to 8. So after that first quarter, they really did dominate. Yep, disposals were more or less even. Everything else there, pretty even. Marks were still actually heavily Bulldogs' favour. I think that's just because Port were a bit inefficient in that last quarter. More tackles to Port, slightly more free kicks. Possession didn't actually change at all that quarter, so Bulldogs had a slight bit more possession that quarter. Hitouts were won pretty easily by the Dogs. But when you only have 4 scoring shots for the match, even if you do kick straight, it's going to be a hard game to win. McRae with 6 disposals in the end, Zane Cordy with 5, Mitch Wallace with 5. Caleb Daniel with 2 will probably be the Bulldogs' best, although I wouldn't be surprised if Cordy or McRae got best for them as well. Hartlett with 6, Brad Ebert with 6, Robbie Gray with 2 goals. I think Robbie Gray would probably come in second after Hartlett. Oh, Dixon. I was right about Hartlett. Wasn't right about McLean though. So yeah, Dixon gets best on ground, which is, I mean, fair enough. He was around the ball enough. McLean kicked the goal. I guess he got a few disposals as well. Hartlett with 6 disposals gets best on ground, which, yeah, that's fair enough. Anyway, guys, that will do me for today. I hope you enjoyed this. We'll be back tomorrow with another 4 matches. Yeah, don't quote me on who's next because I don't know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you